All right, we are starting in few seconds time. Good morning, everyone. This is our first ever, or this is my first ever YouTube live. And good morning. Today we're going to talk about how to break into a data science career. Okay, oops. I haven't haven't been doing this for a while. Okay, once again, good morning, everybody. Now today we're going to talk about how to break into a data science career. Let me check if everything is set up correctly and you can see my screen. So this one should be OBS and okay. Now, and usually when we talk about data science, right? Yeah. A lot of times, I think you have been to a lot of talks, a lot of workshops. People have been talking about data science and data science in general. Like, what is data science for? How can you use data science? And then, and when it comes to topics like that, right? People usually just go into like, industry X use data science and then increase their sales by tenfold, for example, or industry wise use data science and then they understand their users behaviors and then eventually it helps them to boost their sales or gather more customers insights, for example. And these are the, I would say, general applications and good application of data science. But when we want to really look into data science or break into data science, that's something that people usually don't talk about. Or probably if you ask a data scientist, like an experienced data scientist, right, they probably don't know how to put that into words, and how to teach you how to break into a data science career systematically. So this is what I'm trying to answer today. Okay, so first thing first, when we talk about data science, you really need to understand what is data science. When we ask somebody like, hey, do you know about data science? People will tell you like, oh, data science is about AI, artificial intelligence. And then when you ask another person, then they will say, yeah, data science is about big data, machine learning, and blah. So there are a lot of different definitions out there. So first thing first, to understand data science systematically, to understand data science, what makes data science so important and so sexy in a way, right? Is because data science is not a single subject. It's not a subject, but it's a combination of multiple factors, multiple components together, and makes it an interesting subject. Yeah, and the three things that is important here is number one, computer science. So you need to know some fundamentals, computers, programming, some fundamentals, science stuff. So you need to understand like how human and computers communicate. And to understand this, not because you want to become a computer scientist or you want to become a programmer, software engineers, but you really need to understand where do we get this data? How come we suddenly have so many data being generated? Like if you take a step back, say 20-30 years ago, right, early 2000s, late 90s, we have internet, we have computers, but we don't have so much data. And what is the driving force behind and causing all this data generation? To be honest, the main factor is the communication. So last time we don't send that many emails, we don't send that many messages, you don't even take that many photos or pictures. So those are the digitalizations process and also digitizations process that causes a lot of data. And of course, if you ask a businessman, right, let's say entrepreneurs, we don't really they don't really care about what sort of technology that you use. Seriously, whether you're using Excel or you're using Python, it doesn't make much of a difference to them. But with access to this data, it can help us to make a lot better decisions and have a lot more information about what is going on. So that's one part of it. And the second part is mathematics. When I talk about mathematics, because of our past experience, we will all be I was just scared out, right? You just mathematics again. I don't want mathematics. I don't like mathematics. I said the same thing too. After high school, I don't want to do mathematics. I'm from science stream. But see, here's the thing, right? When you talk about data science, when you talk about calculations and stuff, the reason why you don't do well in your high school mathematics is simply because your teachers do not put it into a real application context. So the tasks become very difficult. You always have to memorize stuff. You always have to remember all the equations and formulas. Yeah, but in data science, the mathematics is basically just a tool. So you pick the right, whether it's a regressions or statistics model, just to help you to decide what sort of analytics or what sort of analysis you want to run on your data. So that is the purpose of data science. Hey, why how? Hello. Good morning. And then Kun, can you suggest which MacBook Pro to buy for data science candidate? I think the new M1 is good, but if depends, if you're in a hurry, then you can wait for a little bit, because all the developers tools are not ready yet for on M1. Yeah, so all the programming stuff. But apart from that, yeah, it's okay. Yeah, apart from that, like most of us, we use Google Colab as well. Yeah, so that's fine too. Okay, let's continue. Yeah, so this is a live session, so it'll be very interactive. So keep your questions coming. I would love to help you to answer them. And mathematics, yeah. So, and then the third one is domain knowledge. All right, so to me, domain knowledge is the most important thing in data science, because without domain knowledge, you won't be able to ask the right questions. Data science is a decision science, and it's a lot on asking the right questions. So for example, today you want to know, right? If you want to find answers, that's very easy. Your boss will simply ask you, hey, what's the sales for the last 3 months? Okay, what is our projected sales for next quarter? That's okay. That's very easy to ask. And if you want to ask some generic questions or broader question, let's say what's our GDP, or how is the COVID-19 development between our country and Japan, for example, or Singapore, Thailand, all these questions, all these answers can be easily found online. Yeah, so today with Stack Overflow, with Google, with Quora, it's very easy to find answers. But the hard part is to ask the right questions. So if you don't have the right domain knowledge, right, you won't be able to ask the right question. You won't even know how to ask the question. Yeah, so that's the thing. So with the right domain knowledge, and then you know how to ask the right question. But you realize that I draw a line there about the danger zone. Now, why is it somebody who have computer science knowledge and who have some domain knowledge will become somebody who is dangerous? And this is because oftentimes when people who have domain knowledge, and then when they have let's say like some programming skills, they'll combine them together, and because it's so easy to find libraries, to find examples online, and you can just go online and basically just download some scripts and run it. It's very easy to get some data science code up and running nowadays, right? You must have tried some of them before. But without the knowledge of mathematics, without knowing the why, without knowing the actual workings of these methods and these codes, right, you will become somebody who is dangerous. Yeah, because you don't know what you're doing, and everything become a black box. Okay, so remember, if you want to practice data science, make sure that you have computer science skills, you have domain knowledge, and of course you need to know the mathematics behind it. Alright, so the second step to break into data science is to choose your specialization. Yeah, when it comes to learning data science, right, come on, this is what happened. many people were told that too much information. Basically, some people say that, like I mentioned earlier in the opening, right? Some people say, oh, you need to know big data. Some people say you need to know AI. Some will say you need to know Python programming. You need to know statistics. You need to know text mining. You need to know natural language processing. All sort of stuff. And then if you go towards something that's more cutting edge, right? They will say that it's about blockchain, etc. The truth is, you don't have to master of them at the very beginning, right? For example, if you're just somebody trying to learn cooking, if I were to tell you all the name of the knives, all the names of the processors and the pots, it will be overwhelming, right? So then your question will be, hey, Dr. Lau, then how do I pick what should I need to learn? So let me give you an example. The key areas in data science are pretty much grouped into these 8 pillars, okay? Mathematics, statistics, natural language processing, visualizations, machine learning, big data analytics, data engineering, and of course data analysis, right? And they expect you to be familiar with mathematics or statistics, but you don't have to master every single thing. That's impossible, and it will take a long time. Now, even for myself, right, you will look at me, of course, I have picked up all these skills along the way, but I did not learn number one, I did not learn all of them at the very beginning. Number two, I do not have the same skill levels for all of them. For example, my maths and stats, I will rank them 4 out of 5, right? I'm sorry, 4 out of 10. And then my data analysis by big data analytics, and then my NLP and machine learning, I will rank it maybe 7 out of 10. Yeah, so I have different levels of familiarity as well. Now, for example, when I first started, right, I begin with data analysis. So I first learned how to analyze data, because that's usually where everybody started. And after I learned how to analyze data, because I get lazy, so I learned how to apply machine learning. So I want to see how can I learn how to teach a machine to do some work for me. And then later on, I move into visualizations, because when I was doing my PhD, I need to explain, I need to do a lot of presentations, and I need to make things understandable by other researchers and also layman people. And then when I chose my specializations at that time, I chose natural language processing, because I found it very interesting at that time, because Facebook's, Twitter, they just started. Yeah. And then your question would be, how do I choose, how do I decide which areas that I want to be specialized in, right? So my answer is very easy. Define or decide your career path first, then you choose what you want to do. Now, it might not be everybody's, okay, let me rephrase this. Not everybody has the luxury, right, to decide, I know what I want to do now, okay, I'm determined to become a data scientist. No, not everybody like that. Usually it's in the exploration process and self-discovery process, right? So before you can, you know what you want to do, I can give you some examples. I can give you a sneak peek of what are the different types of career in data science. Okay, and the first one is data engineer. If you are currently working in databases, you're a DB admin, you're a networking person, right? Data engineering is something that you can explore. So if you the job scope of a data engineer is basically to make sure all the data, all the underlying data services are run properly, and then the way that you gather your data, the way you store your data, and the way that the data is processed is all streamlined and is scalable. And also some data engineers, they are required to do feature engineering as well, so they need to know what sort of data you want to collect, how do you massage and transform this data into something that the business units will love to use. So if you are somebody who are looking to become a data engineer, then you can choose big data analytics and data engineering to begin with. And what you need to do, for example, big data analytics, familiarize yourself with cloud solutions like AWS, Google Cloud, and Microsoft Azure, and also the use of big data platforms such as Hadoop. And you need to know how to collect data, store data in a scalable fashion, so that the system can run under a consistent performance, or the performance won't drop that much between serving 10,000 users and 1 million users. And then you need different data engineering skills, from setting up data pipelines, gather data from different resources, APIs, CSV files, SQL tables, and including data security governance as well, so that you give the right people the right access and prevent data leakage and also privacy breach. If you want to become a data analyst, then you need the skills of the statistics, visualizations, and data analysis, especially descriptive analytics. Yeah, not so much about prescriptive and predictive analytics, but you need to at least master descriptive analytics. The job scope of data analyst is more specialized. So when somebody is analyzing data as a data analyst, what you need to do is you need to know, you need to define the questions, and then you need to know where to collect the data, what are the right data that you need to collect. And usually data analyst is very specialized. For example, you are specialized in risk prevention. Okay, some people will be specializing in fraud detection. So these are different types of specializations for data analysts. Whereas if you want to become a data scientist, and data scientist is somebody who predict the future with certainties. Okay, that's our motto. Everybody can predict the future. I can go outside and shout, hey, it's going to rain tomorrow, but would anybody believe me? Okay, not until I prove them, I'm able to prove with some data, right? So this is the job of data scientist. So if you want to become a data scientist, you need to learn machine learning, data analysis, visualization. These are the basics, and then you can specialize unstructured data in natural language processing as well. Yeah, so these are some of the these are the three main types of career in data science, okay, or job positions. One thing that I would like to highlight for data scientists, let me recall. Yeah, data scientist is a position that is broader. Yeah, okay, so it's not as niche as data analyst, but you are working on something broader, and you look after the entire spectrum from end to end. Okay, all right. Now, the third things about data science is learn the tools. Okay, now usually in data science, most of our tools are open source and free. So if you stumble upon some tools that you need to pay, right? Like for example SAS or RapidMiner, for example. I'm not saying they are good or bad, but as a beginner who are trying to enter data science, then you should avoid them at the beginning, because there are other tools, for example Python and R. They are programming tools that can perform those tasks equally well. Okay, even if it's not equally well to the performance or security extent, for example, but the type of analysis that you are going to learn as a beginner is exactly the same. Yeah, you don't need a high tech or advanced tool just to perform that task. Okay. Your next question will be, what if you don't have a computer science or IT background? And then you can choose other tools as well, like for example Orange. Orange is a tool that is workflow based, and for example you can build something like this. Yeah, and this is a workflow where you can choose different components to help you to decide, oh okay, this is my step 1, I want to gather data. This is my step 2, I'm going to do some sort of data massaging, and then after that I'm going to build a logistic regression model, for example. All right, so Python or R, and also this is Orange. Right, so Python and R is programming tool, and Orange is data mining tools and with graphical user interface. All right, now step 4, what you need to do now. So now that you have learned what sort of skills that you need to pick up and what sort of tools that you can use, and good news is these tools are all free and open source, right? So the next thing that you need to do is to craft a plan. Now, a lot of time when I'm not going with those cliche things like, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail, that sort of things. But a lot of times is that our students, I think, at least when they come and learn data science from me, they are very determined, and they want to definitely they want to pick up data science, but I think they go too fast and they go too far. Like they set up like, okay, I'm going to set this whole week I'm going to pick up data science, all right? So they spend 3 to 4 hours per day, and then they dive into data science, and then you guess what? Because you're diving into something, right? So after a while you get tired and you probably get burnt out. So yeah, that's not a sustainable way to do that. So I usually suggest them pick up data science by spending 1 hour a day for 12 weeks, right? Spread across a longer period of time, so that you understand and you get to know, okay, oh, these are the algorithms, these are the models, and these are the tools. And then you go and collect data, spend some time thinking. Yeah, if you spend too little time on it, right, you won't be able to get the whole big picture. And one thing that I don't really recommend, like spending long hours per day working on data science, is that you have limited focus and time spent, and you have other things to do as well, right? Eventually, if you miss the deadline or you miss the goal, and then you will feel like you feel like, oh, I'm not making progress, and that's actually bad. Yeah. All right, last but not least, this is something that a lot of people, they didn't really mention when they are learning data science, right? Or when they're telling people why should you learn data science, is to build a portfolio. I can't stress enough how important is a portfolio when it comes to learning data science. But building a portfolio, actually, apart from showing people what you're doing, apart from showing people your capability, and apart from showing people that, hey, you know what, you should hire me, yeah, it's actually so a good portfolio, of course, will tell people why they should hire you, but it's also a good tool for you to document your journey, so that you can always look back at what you have learned so far and what are the skills that you are missing. And yeah, from time to time you can always look back to different techniques, and yeah, different, how do I say that, different progress that you have made and different projects. So for example, if you spend too much on visualizations, then you can spend something on machine learning, for example, and you can keep a list to keep track of what you have learned so far, and yeah, continue your journey from there lah. Alright, so thank you very much for joining me in our data science clinic today. It's a great, wonderful Thursday morning. Let's go into question and answer session to see if there's any questions that I can help answer. Okay, now I was looking at Kun's questions earlier on, right? When it comes to purchase MacBook Pro, I think the timing now is good. I have seen a lot of reviews that talk about the good things on MacBook Air, but because MacBook Air does not have a fan, so if you run something that is some processors that is too intensive, the performance might drop. Yeah, if your CPUs get too hot. That's some of the reviews, and some based on my observation as well. Now, if you use the entry version of the MacBook Pro, the 8GB and then 256GB versions, and because a lot of times that we are using Google Colab or some of the cloud functions, cloud services, and your actual models can be deployed to the cloud as well. So I think, yeah, you shouldn't have too much of an issue, especially if you're buying now, right? You shouldn't go for the older model. Yeah. Okay. I'm looking at the see if there's any more questions. Alright, so I think I've answered all the questions. Thank you very much. Now, if you have any further questions, feel free to leave a comment below, and I'll definitely get back to them. And also, yeah, do join our Facebook group called the Lead Knowledge Circle, and then you can continue our discussion over there and keep yourself updated, learn from other like-minded people as well. Alright, thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of the day. Have a good weekend ahead, and see you next